Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of the Indie Diarist podcast, a show on the human stories behind indie game development. This is your loyal Indie Diarist and host, Anthony L. Wolf, writer, narrative designer, and senior content manager in social media. And this episode is with someone from the Discord community. So if you are part of the Discord community, well, great, you might know Dave already. If you're not, what are you waiting for? Go to theindiediarist.com and click the link to join the Discord, because we just touched 200 members and growing. So that's amazing, and it's a lovely little community that's forming there, and I love every single part of it. Before we move forward, I want to shout out to my amazing patrons who have been supporting me, some of these, for nearly a year already. Feinoku, Zucchini, Fishbump Dev, and Peleg. You guys are incredible, and I love having your support every single month. If you too want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/theindiediarist, and every little thing counts. But my tiers start from as little as £1.25 per month, and some of them include access to episodes in advance, but also live stream episodes, bonus content, and as well, uncut video versions of each Indie Diary. But without further ado, let's go into Indie Diary number 48. Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to a new episode of the Indie Diarist podcast, the show on the human stories behind indie game development. This is Anthony, and a lot of people call me Ant, as I was just telling Dave here. And actually, we do have another amazing guest from the indie game development community, this time a member of the Discord server. But his name is Dave, and is working on a game called Bullcrap, which is a lot of fun. I tried the demo before recording this, and yeah, it is a lot of fun, so quirky, so interesting, but I'll let him speak. So, Dave, please tell the listeners a little bit about yourself, what you do, where you're based, and what Bullcrap is.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Dave. I'm a solo dev. I have been doing game dev for about 5 years now, and it's been a bit of an interesting journey. My first game is called Bullcrap. It's been released, but I'm still actually working on it and making it better, and I'm still learning what it takes to release a game. I'm based out of Melbourne in Australia, and I've got a very busy life outside of game development as well. So,
as you were telling me,
yes. I've had a big day today.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, as you know, you've probably listened to other episodes of the show. I always like to open these with a little icebreaker, and so you might have come prepared. You might have not come prepared, but if you have, this will be easier. If you could be any game's character for one day, who would you be and why?
I would have to say, this is a classic one, I guess, Guybrush Threepwood from Monkey Island.
You're not the first one who says that. I don't remember who it was, but someone already mentioned Guybrush, yeah.
Well, I've always liked the pirate life.
Okay.
I think the world that they built within that game was just, so much fun and so much humor in there that I think that would be a fun day to be a pirate, a silly pirate.
Yeah, no, I mean, especially being Guybrush, he seems to get away with a lot of stuff. Just miraculously. Yeah, good stuff. All right, yeah, well, let's start diving into your story as a game developer and how you got into making Bullcrap, actually, just more recently. So I always like to start from the beginning with these stories from my guests. So when you think about, say, your childhood, what is your earliest or fondest memory that has to do with video games?
Our first computer was a Commodore VIC-20, so that's like a precursor to the Commodore 64, which more people probably know. My fond memory of that is us opening it up and playing some knockoff games like Cosmic Crunchy, which was supposed to be like Pac-Man.
Okay. Some rip-offs, okay.
But just that was a great machine for just learning how to program. We ran out of games pretty quickly, and so I spent a lot of my afternoons, coming home from school. I just write a game in BASIC and see what I could come up with, like adventure games and all sorts of stuff. And absolutely just loved creating new worlds every week. And
I mean, yeah, it's not like you had a lot of choice on that platform, so yeah.
No. Well, we had that for about 5 years, and all my friends had Commodore 64s, and I just had this like VIC-20 with a tape drive. So it was I was very patient back then, I think. I don't know how I'd go waiting 20 minutes to load up something that I worked on yesterday.
I know, right? Like after switching to an SSD, I can never go back to my PS4, which is just a normal HDD. So yeah, once you know lightning fast loading times, it's impossible to go back. Everything else feels like a huge waste of time. So
we lived through the dark ages. Hey, yeah, it was rough times.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't play with Commodore, of course, because I was born in '95. So my first console was the first PlayStation. So, or loading times there were interesting, but probably not as interesting as on the Commodore. But yeah, so Shadow of the Earth Tree this weekend is going to be interesting because it comes out today. So, today when we're recording, not when people are going to be listening to this episode, of course. But yeah, so you kind of answered this already. But are there other games that you remember playing growing up, and do you think they're influencing the kind of game development work that you do right now?
Yeah, I'll look. Probably, even though it's different genres to what I've actually made. One of my most favorite games, or publishers, I should say, growing up was the LucasArts and Lucasfilm games, which it was Monkey Island, Maniac Mansion, Zack McCracken, Day of the Tentacle, and all those other classic point and click adventures. I wasted many an afternoon of those back in the day. But there's a lot of other ones that I absolutely loved back in the day. There was some good strategy ones. I stayed with Commodore, and my second computer was an Amiga 500.
Okay.
Played some classic games and that, like Carrier Command and Outrun and Rollerball and Speedball. Many an afternoon wasted on playing games, and I think because I learned how to program at around about the same time I was playing these games, it was great to be able to play these games and then like try and recreate them myself, and that's what I did. Like throughout my teenage years, I wrote I won't say hundreds, that's probably an exaggeration, but a whole heap of games which never really got published. I was just doing it for fun, and I really enjoyed it. And it's funny because my career is actually I'm a software developer. Mm-hmm. I went to uni, did a course, and straight out of uni, instead of going into game development, I worked in the business sector for a gazillion years.
All right, yeah.
I've only just come back to game development now.
How was that experience? Like, just working in business for a gazillion years?
Oh, it was good. I've always been in a position where I've got a bit of freedom to
that's nice.
Develop what I think we need. And like with my day job, I still quite enjoy the work that I do. There's a lot of really fun challenges with that.
Nice.
But obviously, game development, I would love that to be my 9 to 5, and that's way more exciting for me. Just being able to create your own worlds and have them out there for people to play.
Yeah. Well, Bullcrap is your first published game, as you mentioned, but it doesn't mean that you won't be able to do more later. And most importantly, it sounds like you had a lot of fun playing point and click adventures, and I think there is still a market for those. So maybe that could be your next game. Who knows? We'll find out soon enough, I guess. So yeah.
Well, that's right. No, you go.
Oh, no, you go. I was going to move forward. So yeah.
Oh, I was just going to say I'd absolutely love to do a point and click adventure, but we'll see. Stay tuned.
All right. Yeah. No. Well, I love point and click adventures myself, even though they were a bit before my era, I would say. But I do like them. I played Day of the Tentacle, Grim Fandango. I played 2 out of 4 Monkey, well, 5 now Monkey Island games. And I did, also the Telltale games. I love them a lot. Those were still, I would say, still point and click, although modern. Life is Strange as well, which was a bit less point and click, I suppose. Um, but yeah, I mean, in general, it's a good genre. I think it had a resurgence with the Telltale games. Now it's kind of quiet again. I think maybe it's
Yeah.
gonna come back at some point. So maybe you'll get that momentum when it happens.
Well,
Um,
there are a
yeah,
lot of indie developers out there doing point and
yeah,
click adventures.
exactly. Yeah,
Someone's going to do one that'll blow up, I'd say.
yeah,
And
exactly.
I can jump on their coattails and
Yeah,
ride the
yeah,
wave.
exactly. Yeah. Okay, and well, you mentioned that you started doing little games because you were bored, and of course, pretty early on. Um, so I guess I can switch this question to closer to the present. So when did you realize you wanted to publish a game? Like, was there some sort of aha moment recently?
Yeah. Oh, about 5 years ago, I was having some drinks after work with one of my cousins, and uh, I just, this specific idea sort of came about from just wanting to be able to play a multiplayer card game with friends, like,
Mm,
casually on your mobile phone or whatever. And I was just thinking, well, look, if there was anything out there that was really good, then why haven't I heard of it? Like, and yes, there are games out there, multiplayer card games, but a lot of them just seem to be like the same old variation
yeah,
of solitaire or whatever. I just wanted to do something a little bit different. So yeah, I started off just seeing if I could, and I had plenty of time back then. I was single. I was living by myself. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
changed now, but so yeah, I used all that spare time that I had to just like jump right into this new adventure, and like I rediscovered that
Nice.
thing that
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely loved in my childhood, and I was so happy to be doing it again. I was just thinking, yes, why did I go into business? Why didn't I stick with game development?
Well, seeing the year that the game industry is having here in 2024, maybe it was the right choice right now. But
Yeah, true,
anyway,
true.
oh my god, yeah, no, it's so bad out there at the moment. Yeah, even more. I think I'm not sure if it was this week because time is kind of blending together for me lately. Maybe it was last week, but I think even more layoffs were announced from even more companies. It's just the industry is, despite growing massively in terms of revenue and just market value, it's shrinking in terms of people and talent, which
Yeah,
to me is just absolutely insane. It could be the effects of COVID, as many people are saying, and numbers on a spreadsheet, as some others would say. But yeah, so well, I guess we've kind of talked about bullcrap a little bit. So what is let's approach it this way. If you were to describe bullcrap in one sentence, what is unique about it?
oh,
Time for your elevator pitch there, yeah?
my favorite tagline is a bluffing card game with poop.
Yeah, I
um,
think I'd say it's accurate from what I've seen. Yeah.
but I would actually say it's more like a if you want to do the what is it similar to? It's actually kind of like a cross between Uno and the card game bullshit or cheat or whatever. There's so many different variations and names of it.
Hmm.
So I've just taken the bluffing elements of bullshit
Hmm.
and have added wild cards similar to Uno, and it's one. Uh, Both together, it just adds a whole new element to the game, and something that I've found in developing all the levels is it just you throw in a wild card or two, and it completely changes your strategy.
Hmm.
Like a game that starts off to be quite simple and quite easy to follow, can be a bit more complex as you play along. There's all sorts of challenges that you can do by adding new rules, essentially.
Yeah.
So I mean that's what a lot of the single player campaign for Bullcrap is. It's just bending the rules and throwing new challenges at you and finding new ways to play
It's fun. It's absolutely super fun to do so. Of course, I tried it single player, but with friends, it's going to be absolutely insane, I'm sure. And I also love the design, the art style, the fact that I love that you listen to our advice on the eyes, because for the listeners in the listening to this one in the Discord server, at some point, Dave came to us and asked, "Oh, do you prefer this style of eyes or this one?" And like. The former was smaller eyes, a bit more realistic, I would say, and the second one was more cartoony, like big, bulgy eyes that made the character look super cute. And I think they're more quirky this way, and I loved seeing them in the demo. They're just so fun to look at and to play with. But the concept is also interesting, the fact that you call bullcrap on someone, and if you are right, then they get covered in poop. If you are wrong, you get covered in poop. And you get set back because you have to pick up the deck that's right there on the table. So yeah, it's an interesting game. You guys will find a link to it in the description, 100%. So do check it out. But yeah,
it's actually funny you should mention the eyes though. I've just made a conscious decision just to keep on making them bigger. So like in the
okay,
I've made the eyes on all the characters 10% bigger.
It's gonna look hilarious.
Every time I did it, it's just like, yeah, this is funny. Like you can see what they're doing now. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep on making them bigger till people say, "Nah, stop, it's too much."
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, maybe in the patch notes. Oh yeah, the eyes are now 10% bigger for all characters. So yeah.
I didn't actually put that in the patch note. I guess people are finding out now.
Yeah, people are finding out. Yeah, no, put it in the patch note. Every single new update that you release. So yeah, the eyes are now 10% bigger. We're approaching like 205%, 210% or something compared to the original size. But yeah, good stuff. Okay, well, I mean, I guess when it comes to the development of Bullcrap so far, is there a challenge that you've encountered that has left a mark on you? And if so, is there anything that you want to share with other devs?
Yeah. Oh, there's has been many challenges. Being a solo dev is really hard. But I guess the biggest thing I faced was in the early days of Bullcrap, I'd put together a prototype. I went to my very first PAX and exhibited there, and that was absolutely amazing.
As your teacher says, is that the PAX that you went to?
This is
2022. It says MCC.
Yeah, not last year before, but yeah.
Okay. That was the first one. Okay, yeah, that's nice.
I've been to 3 PAXs now, and it's just like as a developer meeting your audience, it really does like spur you on. It's fantastic. I just come off of that and coming into 2020 and. In our part of the world, we're had some of the biggest lockdowns that I think anyone has like ever faced. Like our local government just shut everything down, and that.
Yeah, I remember that. It was like Italy to an extent, I think.
Yeah. Oh, look, it was a crazy place. But the thing that sort of threw me for a bit of a six was. I was diagnosed with bowel cancer, which threw like a massive spanner in the works as far as like bullcrap life, everything was concerned.
Yeah.
That just came out of the blue. I essentially had noticed some strange things going on with my body, and I went to see a doctor about it, and the doctor, because like COVID was happening and the hospital system was
it was tricky, of course,
the doctor was sort of not really pushing for me to have further tests, but my dad had been diagnosed with bowel cancer 6 months prior, and because of that my wife sort of pushed me into it and said, no, get tested. And surely enough, they found something. Look, I won't talk for too long about this because I could actually talk for hours about what happened.
It's fine, actually. I'm sure it will resonate with some people out there. So feel free to talk as much as you want about it.
Well, reason why I do share this story is that I just, for awareness as well, because like if something's wrong, get tested. But yeah, essentially what happened with me, I was went to hospital within about a week. They operated, they successfully removed it. Had a bit of drama. I had 3 operations in the end, and then about 3 months worth of chemo after that. And I found that one of the things that's like helped me get through all that, because I couldn't do my 9 to 5 job during that time. I took a bit of time off work, obviously, but something that kept me going was working on bullcrap. I'd actually go into the hospital with my laptop and be sitting on the chair with a drip attached, and nurses would come by and say, "What you doing?" And I'll say, "Oh, this is bullcrap," showing them my laptop. And they go, "Oh, that's nice."
Oh, that's nice. Of course. What would they know? Yeah. Oh, that's lovely. Okay.
But yeah, look, it actually took me quite a while before I could chemo just knocked it right out of me. Like towards the end of my treatment, I was with chemo, you have treatment weeks, and then you have 1 week on, 1 week off. And the week that I was on, I was useless. I was bedridden. The week that I was off, I decided to start focusing on my family, because
of course,
my wife was pregnant with our second child. I had a little 1-year-old, and so I backed off my work. I backed off bullcrap for about 2 or 3 months, and then slowly picked it up. I was actually tempted just to stop. Because I just thought, look, there's other things that I should be focusing on. But eventually I picked it up again, and I'm glad I did, because it's just I just felt, yes, this is something that I'm really enjoying. This is something that I really want to do for me, and it's gave me motivation just to push forward as well. So 2020 was a bit of a rough year in the end, but I sort of walked away with some really good sort of life lessons, and a good sort of philosophy on life as well.
Mm-hmm. And I suppose now I don't know if that's true, but I've heard similar stories. But I suppose a big part of you going back into bullcrap was maybe getting also support from your wife and your significant other, who maybe knew that that bullcrap or just developing this game is something that makes you feel good. So supposedly you had that push from that side too, unless I'm wrong. But it sounds like it might have been the case.
Yes and no.
All right, okay.
Yes for a bit, but I guess it's been like five years that I've been working on this now, and I think in the last year or so, I think my wife's kind of thinking, just release the game and be done with it,
Well, yeah, but in the last year is something that after 5 years it might be it might make sense to think that way for someone who's in your maybe it's just like, okay, yeah, well, I mean, you could work on something else too, move forward from bullcrap. But yeah, no, that's thank you for sharing your story first of all, because it's I'm sure it's going to be inspiring to a lot of people, and it's great that in this in a moment of crisis like that one, because it was a pretty tough time, I suppose, with a lot of things going on at the same time. It's great that you found the willpower and energy to just take care of yourself and go and do pursue your passion, which is developing a silly card game where you cover people in poop, but at the same time, it's just it made you happy, and that's everything that counts. Which reminds me of well, it's a famous. It was a bestseller, and you probably may have read it if you do have time to read books and such. But Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. I don't know if you read it.
I've heard of it.
Okay, so you haven't read it, so I won't spoil too much for you. But it's about two game developers who meet each other and then get together in life, and they just start developing games together. They found a company and whatnot, but it all happens like it all starts in a hospital, and they are linked by they relate or they connect through their shared experiences and whatnot, and then from there, when they were young. Then from there they become best friends, and it evolves from there. So it kind of reminded me of that book. It's something. It's a nice book, because people should check it out. Wasn't too fond of the ending, so maybe stop halfway. But but yeah, no, it was. It's a good book, so I do definitely recommend it. But moving on to hopefully brighter things. What? I'm curious about this now, because obviously you're from Australia and such. What is it like to be an indie game developer in Australia, and more specifically, a solo dev in your case?
Oh, look, there's actually quite a good game community here. I'm probably not as active in it as I should be, partially because I think, well, since like 2020 big year, we've sort of moved out to the burbs, so I feel like a little bit isolated now, and with
All right.
young
Okay.
kids, it's a bit hard to sort of get out and meet people in real life. So I should probably be a bit more active in pursuing things online. But sometimes I do just get too focused on the game or on the marketing side of things or whatever. So, you know,
It's okay. But yeah.
it's hard to juggle in the 3 hours in the evening that I get to work on it. But yeah, no, it's great. Look, of the three PAXs that I've been to, like all the other devs that I've met there, they've all been like, yeah, super positive. All the people that actually just attend PAX, it's such an amazing experience. Everyone's just happy to be there. I don't think I like heard any bad comments about my game or other people's games. Like, it was all positivity. So from my that's probably most of my IRL experiences in Melbourne with other developers. But yeah, there's a few that I keep in touch with online, and they're all pretty good.
Nice. Okay.
And we all try to support each other.
Yeah, you know the pain, so you share your pains and whatnot. Yeah, okay. Well, I kind of lied saying that I wanted to move on to brighter things, because actually now we got to what is the core question of every episode of the Indie Diarist, and it's something that can get to really really introspective. So I'm curious to know from you, Dave, and I think you kind of answered it a few times here and there. Indirectly, most possibly, but why are you a game developer? What is it that drives you forward?
I can't be anything else.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, look.
But I heard that before.
It's just it is something that's pretty core to me, because I got into it at such a young age as well. But I just love it so much. I love the creativity. I love the problem solving. I love just putting something out there that you've made as well. It's very rewarding. It also can be like very stressful at times as well, but it's very very rewarding. Yeah, so no, I do it just because it's good, and I find myself just driven, like, even at times when I'm tired, I can actually probably find more motivation working on game development than I can on my 9 to 5 job.
Yeah, well, that's good. And well, I suppose you kind of it's a nice segue into my next question, which is, of course, you must feel tired or discouraged sometimes, especially as a solo dev. How do you cope with those setbacks every time you feel like, just, I'm not sure this is worth it? Which I'm sure must happen sometimes.
Oh, look, yeah, yeah. Look, I think sometimes it helps to be a little bit delusional.
All right, okay.
In the sense that your brain tells you like, yeah, that this isn't going to work or nobody's going to like your game. But your heart sort of like tells you, no, stuff that, just do it anyway. You love it, just do it.
Well, I tried the demo and I think it's a lovely game. It's super fun. So yeah, that's and I'm sure if I think that, other people will as well. I guess it's easy to relate with very cartoony and cute characters and find them funny, and also the style is interesting. So. The writing as well, like they're all quirky, your characters, and I love them. So I think there's more to bullcrap than just a card game with deceit, as your poster behind you says. So yeah. But yeah, I think we're getting close to the end, so I have just a couple more questions for you, and then we can have some time for some parting words. But well, I suppose this. This question will be interesting to ask you specifically, but imagine writing a letter to yourself, but 4 years younger. What would you say?
Oh, 4 years younger than now. Oh,
Yeah,
well.
so that's 2020.
Oh gosh.
Or a note, because a letter is long, so you can imagine writing a note.
Dear Dave, I know you think that you're about to start on this great adventure, and it is a great adventure, but it's going to be a lot of hard work, so be prepared for that. Also, you should have started marketing yesterday.
Okay.
Actually, that's probably the important one, because I'm still learning about marketing. I've actually gotten some good advice from listening to you and some of your guests.
Was it the episode with 3 marketers from the from last year? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, a lot of people like that one.
Yeah. And there's actually been a couple of other episodes that you've had just from developers, solo developers from like me who, like I listen to what they're going through. I'm just thinking, yes. I'm not the only one.
That's me. Yeah. There you go.
That's me. Yeah. Someone else understands.
Yeah. No, marketing is just a big pain for a lot of developers, and I get it. I work in social media for my day job, so I get that it's hard getting out there.
I actually really quite enjoy it. It's just very time consuming. Like I think if I was going to choose, obviously I'd choose development. But I actually quite enjoy the creativity and the fun of like marketing. And like at the moment I'm just like spitballing and just throwing things up against the wall to see what sticks.
Yeah, well, which is what a lot of people do anyway, because it's so random. Like you could get viral for a random TikTok, and you're like, why the hell did that one blow up? So that's I get it. Yeah. Well, no, I think you have a point there. Like the creativity of working on your social channels and such. I think a lot of people see it as something that they have to do, and so they don't take the right time to maybe explore the best practices, or maybe try and really understand what they should do to excel, or maybe they just don't have the tools, because if you don't work in social media and you haven't been exposed to social media marketing before, then you don't even know where to start. And so for that reason, you feel very overwhelmed, or maybe you don't feel like putting your game out there. You'd much rather work on your game. But you are right. It is fun to work on like a GIF, or it is fun to work on an asset that then will go out and write a little bit of copy that then will accompany it. And you can have a lot of fun with it, especially with a game like Bullcrap. But a lot of games have their own uniqueness because everyone making them is unique. So everyone can potentially find something that will hook players, and that is really unique about their game. Well, most people, I would say. But yeah, it is, as you say, very fun to work on your marketing if you know where where to start. And as you mentioned the previous episodes, now I don't know how many developers talked about marketing because it's pretty much every single episode. So yeah, I don't know if you can name a specific dev. Oh no, it's fine. No, it's okay because I think it shows that it's an issue that a lot of developers deal with, and it just has to be addressed. If you remember any specific devs that were inspiring to you, then feel free to name drop from my list of episodes. But what I can say look for footnote number 3 on the podcast's archive, which came out last year, I think around November. And that was with 3 marketers from the indie game marketing scene, and that is a lovely episode, about an hour and something, or I think it's about an hour and something, packed with insights and packed with advice from 3 people who know their shit, basically. So yeah. But yeah, do you remember any developers that kind of stuck? Any people stories?
Not by name right now. I'm afraid.
That's all right. Yeah, it's fine.
At the end of the day as well, and my brain's fried.
Yeah, no, it's okay. That's all right. Yeah, we'll just head with that one, and yeah, it's all right. Right now, time for an actual fun question, I hope. And you know this because I ask it to everybody. If you had unlimited budget and time, what game would you make?
Ooh.
Is it a point-and-click adventure? Is it a bigger bullcrap? I don't know.
I've got a few really good ideas up my sleeve. Although everyone does. I would actually probably, just because obviously it's one of my passions, I probably would do a point and click adventure. A friend of my best friend and I back in the day used to write short stories about a crew stranded on a spaceship in outer space, inspired by Red Dwarf and Star Trek and all these other things. And we always thought that would be a perfect point-and-click adventure like this story. Pretty sure nobody's actually ripped off any of the ideas just yet. So there's some actually, no, nothing's original anymore. I'd love to adapt that. Yeah, if we had unlimited time and money, I think that would be just amazing. And yeah, obviously we would get onto marketing day one.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, find a PR agency and whatnot, because those are actually really good. There's a good PR agency that I'm always in touch with. It's called Neon Hive. Now, I don't want to plug anybody in particular, because there's also Pirate PR. Like, I speak to a lot of little PR agencies here and there that handle indies, and a lot of them are just amazing. Some of them even act as publishers. Like Neon Hive, I think, now has started publishing games as well, which is super interesting. But yeah. So, well, Dave, it's been lovely speaking to you. It's been an amazing conversation and a lovely chat. Bullcrap is so fun, and it sounds like you're maybe close to the finish line possibly with it, and maybe you could start another. But what are your plans for Bullcrap right now?
Well, it is actually out there. It's on Steam. It's on mobile devices, Android and Apple devices. I do plan on working on it to just polish. I think some of the aspects of the multiplayer side of things could be better, and I'm just happy to listen to feedback and incorporate more and more silliness into the game.
Yeah.
I want to
that's what I meant anyway. Yeah, so like if you plan on stopping development on it anytime soon, and if you may have ideas for your next one, which I think might be interesting, but for now it's just bullcrap, I suppose.
It's bullcrap for the rest. I'd say probably till the end of the year, and then
that makes sense. Another 6 months.
May start something fresh. Just depends on how I guess when I get tired of working on it, I guess, and I'm not tired of working on it yet. So
yeah, right. Okay, perfect. okay. No, that's great. Well, yeah, if you do want to send Dave any feedback, I mean, of course, you can find him in the Discord server for the Indie Diarist and the Indie Diarist community, but you can also check out his game on Steam, and I'm sure you can reach out to him, and you'll be able to just have a nice chat about what you think about the game, and about that, actually, about reaching out and whatnot. Where can other people find you, Dave? And if they do, what is the best way to support you?
Oh,
Marketing time.
Yes. Oh, look. Yeah. I'm on most of the socials, I guess. Bullcrap.guy on TikTok. I think on Loaded Deck Games on Insta, X. Well, still Twitter.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. But yeah, look, you'll find links to all that sort of stuff at loadeddeckgames.com. Yeah, links to the game, and also playing card game as well.
Oh, right. Okay. So the ones looking at listening to the audio episode wouldn't see it, but actually you have a little deck there with bullcrap. That's lovely. Yeah.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. A little side effect and potentially a side business. I had a deck of cards printed up as a promotional thing for PAX, but there was such an interest in that the physical version of the cards that we're looking at running a Kickstarter campaign.
I was going to say it, yeah, because those, like, for board games, some of them are really successful because there's interest on Kickstarter for financing board games usually. So yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, I actually had a publisher keen to publish it for me, but he said, look, what do you need me for? You've actually done all the work that I do. I'm just gonna take a massive cut of your profits. You should publish it yourself. So if once I start ramping down on the game dev side of things, I'm going to work on getting the physical card game version going. Because if you're going to do Kickstarter, you got to do it right.
Yeah, absolutely.
With digital games and board games. So yeah, I'm working towards that.
Perfect. Yeah, and of course I'll put all of these links in the description of the episode so that you can find Dave easily. So check out the description and just reach out if you want to try bullcrap, and if you if you want to just share some feedback with him, because I'm sure he will appreciate enormously.
You can tell me I've got a crap game, and I'll.
You got a bullcrap game, so. Yeah. Right. Well, what can I say, Dave? It's been lovely and amazing speaking to you. What a lovely chat. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for sharing everything that you said. I'm sure a lot of people will relate to it. And yeah, what can I say? Bullcrap is a lovely and fun game, and I'm sure it will find its little niche out there if it hasn't already. And since it's out, I hope it's going well for you, but hopefully you can finance some of the card game, the physical card game as well, once the time comes. But in the meantime, keep marketing, because you do have a chance to promote this lovely and quirky game after all the work that you put into it. So yeah.
Oh, fair. Thank you very much for having us. And it's like I'm always happy to share my story, and I'm always happy to listen to more stories on your podcast. I think I'm learning a lot from it myself. So yeah, it's been great. That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, see, you didn't hear it from me. You heard it from Dave. Yeah, check out the other episode, because there are a lot of amazing devs out there that you may not know of, and a lot of them share very similar stories, but they always have their uniqueness, which is always interesting. But yeah, thank you, Dave, and best of luck with bullcrap. And I guess I'll speak to you in the Discord server.
Will do.
And that, my friends, is a wrap on another episode of the Indie Diarist podcast, episode number 48, with Dave from the Discord server. Thank you so much, Dave, for reaching out, for wanting to be on the show, as I mentioned several times during the last few minutes of the episode. And yes, guys, please go and check Bullcrap. There is a link in the description of the episode if you have friends to play it with, but also if you want to play it alone and just have a nice and fun little card game experience, which is super fun, super quirky, super unique, and has Dave's personality all over it, which is amazing. And that's not to say Dave's personality is crap, of course. So If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the show. You can find it on all the major podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and also YouTube, where I publish regular gaming videos now, whether by myself or playing with the Discord community. Other than that, check out all the links in the Indie Diarist on theindiediarist.com, including links to Patreon, Coffee, and other ways in which you can support the show. And I guess I will speak to you in the next episode of the Indie Diarist.